Hey cookies, welcome to my channel and let's get into this easy, simple ground beef lasagna that I made for dinner. So I'm going to be using the ingredients you see here. And for my lasagna, I'm just going to start off with a hot skillet. I did put it on medium heat and I am adding my ground beef here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and grind my beef up really well. I am using this meat beater that I got from, I want to say Target, or it probably was Dollar Tree. Let me be honest. I think it was Dollar Tree, but you can find these anywhere. Kroger, Publix, get them off of Amazon, Walmart, or any home goods store. So I'm just going to go ahead and grind my meat up really fine. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings. So I am using some adobo all-purpose, and I am eyeballing. I probably used about 2 tablespoons of adobo. And I am using 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and then I'm going to use about a tablespoon of oregano. So once my meat is all the way well cooked, I will go ahead and drain out the excess fat from this pan. So now that my meat is already done cooking, I did go ahead and add my lasagna noodles to my boiling pot, and I'm going to let them cook for about 8 to 9 minutes. Now, once I did drain the excess fat from my pan, I did go ahead and add a little bit more adobo seasoning. And now we're going to go ahead and add our sauce. So I did use Prego and I did use Bertolli. Yes, they don't match, but they still got the job done. I am using my Prego Italian sausage sauce. And then I am going to go ahead and add some Bertolli. So I'm using the whole glass container of Prego. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my Bertolli, tomato, and basil. And I am using the whole container of this as well. Well, jar. So once that's already put in my pot, I'm going to go ahead and give this a good stir. And I will be adding a little bit of seasoning to my sauce and meat. Now, I did go ahead and add about half a tablespoon of Tony's. Now, I didn't use a lot because, mind you, the all-purpose seasoning already has salt in it. And you don't want your meat and your sauce to be too salty. But I did add about half a tablespoon of my Tony's. So once that's put in, I'm going to go ahead and stir that up really well too. And then I'm going to go ahead and cover the meat and sauce and let it cook on low for about 5 minutes. Now, I forgot to tell y'all, I did add about a 1/3 cup of diced white onions to my pan. Now, I'm just going to stir that in. Now, this is optional. You don't have to do it if you don't. But I know some people add green bell peppers and red bell peppers to their lasagna as well. But I just wanted a little bit of onions in here for some extra flavor. Now, keep in mind, like I said, you don't have to add onions if you don't want to. But I'm not going to do that. And normally I do add just about a tablespoon of cream cheese to this pan while it's heating up to make it creamy. But the people that are eating some of this lasagna don't eat cheese. So I'm doing like half cheese and half non-cheese lasagna. So once everything is done cooking, I am going to go ahead and add a layer of meat sauce to the bottom of my pan for the first layer. Not too much, just a little bit. Now that I already added my first layer to my pan, I'm going to go ahead and add my lasagna noodles. And we're going to go ahead and make sure that these are covering all of the meat sauce that's at the bottom of the pan. And then we're just going to go ahead and layer it again with some more sauce on top of the noodles, meat sauce. And then also add a little bit more cheese. And then we're just going to repeat the layers. Now here I am adding my Kraft's 3 cheese creamy melt blend to half of the pan of lasagna. Like I mentioned earlier, everybody in this household does not eat cheese. So I'm just being considerate to where I only put half cheese on this lasagna, because like I said, some people don't eat cheese in this household. So if you do wonder why, that is why I'm doing it this way. But trust me, if everybody ate cheese, I would cover this whole thing with cheese. But just so you guys don't ask in the comment section below, that is why. Like I said, we're just repeating the layers. We're going to do the same thing until we finish this lasagna. So we'll be right back. Now I was able to make about 3 layers for this lasagna with the noodles I had and the meat sauce that I had. So I'm going to go ahead and just top the final layer with some mozzarella cheese that I'm grating here. And like I said, I'm only putting it on half of this pan of lasagna. And I did preheat my oven to 375, and I let my lasagna cook uncovered for about 15 minutes. And then I cooked it for an additional 2 minutes, but the last 2 minutes I did broil my lasagna on high just so it can get a little bit golden on top. And we'll be right back. And this is how the lasagna looks before it goes in the oven. And now this is the finished product of my lasagna after it is done cooking, and it also set for about 5 minutes before I started cutting, because you never want to cut food when it's piping hot. Let it rest a little bit. But this is the final product. It was absolutely amazing. And oh my gosh, look at this cheese pool on this lasagna. Well, you guys can't see it from this angle, but here's a little bit of action with the cheese pool right here. But remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys for watching. Ciao.